Hey, how's it going? Today I am talking about different ways to get rid of the pain you have so that you can go run. This is Running to the Castle, a podcast for injury-prone Run Disney runners on a journey to running magical miles. Join me, Dr. Allie, as I share the secrets I've gathered as a runner, doctor of physical therapy, and coach. You'll learn the exact ways I get my clients to the castle strong without feeling broken or held together with KT tape as they cross the finish line. Okay, so after working with so many different people in all of the years that I've been doing this, so I've been a physical therapist since 2012, worked in clinics from 2012 until 2018, and at the end of mid-2018, September of 2018, I formed my own business, left my clinic job in the end of 2018, and never looked back. And so I've been able to dive down into going from seeing so many different people and getting a wide variety of different injuries, working with different just types of people, whether they be athletic or not athletic, doing daily activities versus some kind of running goal, and then really diving deep and now working with Run Disney runners who are injury prone or who have been injured in the past and didn't do like they wanted to in their previous Run Disney race and don't want to get injured again in their next races. I have noticed there are some things that make some people successful and other things that make other people not successful. So I want to talk about specifically in regard to handling pain so that you can go out and run. And so that's what I'm talking about today. So if you've been in my world for any length of time, you know that I call these kinds of things recovery techniques because pain management sounds really harsh in my mind. And also I worked for a pain management doctor, and they talk about, pills and injections. Specifically, this doctor was for the spine. And so I'm not talking about that kind of stuff. Yes, handling pain with over-the-counter medications or prescription medications or injections like cortisone injections, yes, those have a time and a place. And if you're thinking that you need those things, you can ask me. I won't tell you that you need them, but I can tell you what instances I've seen in the past of why somebody would do those things. I can tell you what kind of things Tylenol helps with versus Advil or Aleve, that kind of stuff. But I'm never going to say, oh yes, take Advil for that thing. It's not in my scope as a physical therapist. I can tell you the differences between the two and why one might not work. But sorry, that was a little bit of a tangent, but what I'm talking about today is other pain relief techniques. And so things that I've noticed, there are 3 categories of things that every Run Disney runner needs to be doing after every kind of workout, whether they just go for a walk or they're out for a run, it's a cross training day, it's a strength day. These 3 categories of things help prevent pain and soreness, helps relieve tightness, and helps prevent any tightness or soreness that has already crept in from getting worse. I do these 3 things almost every time I work out. So I should say you don't have to do this every time you work out, but it should be most of the time. Okay. And I'll tell you why I don't do it every time, because I do other things instead. So those 3 categories are a massage-based relief technique, a temperature-based relief technique, and stretching. So when I talk about massage-based relief technique, I'm talking foam rolling, massage gun, or professional massage. When I'm talking about a temperature-based relief technique, I am talking about putting a heating pad on, using a cold pack or an ice pack, taking a hot Epsom salt bath, sitting in a hot tub, taking a cold plunge, or doing an ice bath for a specific body part. Those are temperature based. And then stretching is static stretching. So that's the kind where you get into a position, you hold the position for 10, 20, 30, 60 seconds at a time. And you hold that ideally a total of 60 seconds, whether that be in one 60-second go, or you hold it 6 times for 10 seconds each, or 4 times for 15 seconds each, or 3 times for 20 seconds each, or 2 times for 30 seconds each. And you do it on both sides, all major muscle groups, not just the ones that you think you used, because running, even though it's mostly on our legs, it's a whole body activity. Our neck is involved, our shoulders are involved, our chest is involved, our back is involved, hips, knees, shins, calves, ankles, feet, they're all involved. Your whole body is involved at some point when you run. So stretching all major muscle groups. Okay, and if you've never stretched before, you need to start out light and you need to find stretches that work for you. If you don't know of stretches, yes, you can use YouTube. Be aware that not all stretches are created equal. And if you don't have somebody specifically telling you how to stretch or what stretch to do, I don't want to scare you and say you're going to get hurt, but you're certainly not going to get better. Okay, so you really do need the guidance of the professional to tell you what stretches to do. So let's go back to this massage and and temperature-based techniques. You won't hear everybody talking about these, and you'll see people kind of dabble in each thing. And I've really noticed that the people who do these on a regular basis do so much better. They are much more successful at keeping injury at bay, feeling better, and preventing other injury from coming on. Because as you know, 80% of running injuries are due to overdoing it, overtraining. Now, overtraining could be you trained too much, or overtraining could be you trained a normal amount, but you under-recovered. It's still the same outcome to your body. Your muscles and your joints, your ligaments, your tendons, they're all overworked because they were under-recovered. And that's where this massage-based and the temperature-based techniques come in. So what I recommend all of my clients do, I do this as well, is at least once a month, you get a professional massage. Even better, do it more often, especially when you're getting into peak training week or you're at the very beginning of training after coming back after an injury, because your muscles are going to be sore. If your muscles are sore, stiff, and tight, and then you go out and do another workout, well, you are potentially going to be moving differently than if your muscles weren't stiff, sore, and tight. And then that is what poses the possibility of injury. Not necessarily because you went out and ran again, but because you could be running differently because you're just sore, stiff, and tight. Like, we all move a little bit differently when we're sore, stiff, and tight. So a professional massage, I recommend at least 60 minutes. If you can go for it, do the 90, because then they can really work on your whole body. Whereas 60 minutes, it's just too fast. They can't really get in there. You could do 60 minutes and just tell them, skip my arms today or skip my neck or something like that. I don't recommend that on a regular basis because you really do need the whole body. Like I said, running is a whole body activity. And then in the in-between time, you're doing regular massage gun or regular foam rolling. Now, a lot of people use foam rolling to stretch out their muscles. Foam rolling does not stretch your muscles. There is no elongating at the maximal capacity when you foam roll. Yes, on the micro level, you are technically expanding your muscles, But you have to keep that position for a prolonged amount of time in order for stretch change to happen, for elongation to happen. And you can't get that with foam rolling, especially for the types of body parts that people say you are stretching when you're foam rolling, like the IT band. The IT band is a connective tissue. It has no elastic fibers, or not enough elastic fibers to actually elicit change and elongate and stretch out. It doesn't stretch. You can stretch the muscles that the IT band attaches to, like the glutes or the TFL. Those are short muscles, but you're not stretching them with foam rolling. You're stretching them with static stretches. And then massage gun, I love the massage gun. It's a great perturbation that can help loosen up muscle knots and make your muscles feel less sore and less tight. Again, doing those on a regular basis to maintain what your massage therapist worked out. So when I say that I don't do all of these every time I work out, it could be because I got a professional massage. So I'm not doing a massage gun or foam rolling. And I may not be doing a massage gun because I'm traveling and I didn't bring it with me, but the hotel I'm at has a foam roller, so I might be foam rolling instead. I prefer massage gun over foam rolling, so anytime I can, I do that one instead. But you want to do those over all major muscle groups that you can on a regular basis, at least a couple of times a week. At least 3 times a week, I would say. Okay, so that would actually be a few times a week, technically, right? And then getting that professional massage once a month. Temperature-based helps your body recover. It helps recover by getting lactic acid out. If you're taking a hot Epsom salt bath, the magnesium helps soreness and tightness and stiffness. An ice plunge or a cold plunge can help inflammation. A hot Epsom salt bath can also help inflammation. So you want to make sure that you're doing the type of temperature-based relief technique that works for you. So how do you know? Easiest and simplest way to think about it is do the opposite. So do the opposite of what your body is. Is your body cold, stiff, and tight? Do something that's hot. Is your body hot, red, and swollen with that? Do something that's cold. It's the easiest way to think about it. Do the opposite of whatever it is. If you're not really sure, do the one that feels good. I prefer heat. I actually have cold urticaria. I break out in hives if I'm in something that's too cold. Get these nasty welts and it doesn't feel good. So I do the heat. But if I were to have something that's red hot and swollen, I might also include some cold, just not, an ice plunge. Okay, so choose one that works for you. And I already touched on the static stretching. Make sure you're doing the right stretches for you. Don't stretch too far. You absolutely can have what's called rebound tightness, where you forced a stretch and then the next day and for a week after, you have less flexibility than you did. That's rebound tightness. You pushed it too far. So you want to make sure that you're doing the right amount of stretching. And when in doubt, just ease into it. Just do a little less than you think you should be doing. Stretching should not hurt. It should not feel forceful. It should not feel like you cannot wait to get out of this stretch. Yeah, it's a little uncomfortable, but you can bear it. And it's not that bad. Okay, that's all I have for you today. That is talking about the different types of pain relief technique categories for you to be doing on a regular basis, at least 3 times a week. Even better if you do it after every kind of activity. As always, thanks so much for listening. If you have a question, send me a DM. You can find me on Instagram, runDisneyDPT. That's all for now. Talk to you soon.